Shooting it raw?
Yes, shooting it raw.
So what you can see here, it's kind of the second chapter of what I did as an entrepreneur, so being an art advisor. So on the picture, you can see art installation. It's something which probably reminds you about a globe and some particles around the globe which can be similar to galaxy, galactica. And it's all made, so the globe and the particles, it's actually small raw materials such as aluminium or other metals, which we found in the factory of my client.
Oh.
And the entire story is that a year ago, I started to work with individual clients and also with corporate clients to bring art to their offices. And I actually, this project is my favorite. So that's why I wanted to share it with you and with
the world.
With the world, yes. Is because, I love the fact how art now, it's like really following our times, and sustainability is extremely important. When I heard about this specific company, which it's all about sustainability, about reusing materials, and that they want to have something in the office which will translate to it. So have art which is purely sustainable, so it's reused materials. And they want to try something new, something really cool, something which you never seen before. I was like, wow, that's my dream project.
Sure.
And what we did, basically what they are doing, they are bringing metals from all around the world, and they have these factories who is transforming the materials to a new metal, so you can reuse it, and they, for example, make a new car from it, or make a TV or anything. So I was thinking about which artists would be suitable for the project, or galleries to introduce. I did the entire list, so this is usually how I start. I'm doing like a list of artists who I think will fit to a project. And then we went, that was a really long time actually. So we went to, I don't know, maybe 10 different studios around Hong Kong and galleries. And we finally found this artist, Sergey, which I will need to introduce you to him. He's just such a great person. He came up with this installation.
Right.
And it was really funny because I just love that. That's why I love what I do. It's like you are showing your client like thousands of different artworks or different artists' work, and they are going like, oh, okay, it's okay. No,
and you wait
like
for something to wake up inside
yeah.
them.
And then they saw the idea.
Yeah.
And I saw the spark and the smile and this energy. And it's like,
so
that's it. That's done. We love it. We want it. And when you are coming to this moment, and sometimes it takes months.
Sure.
Sometimes it's like the entire process may take really, really, really long time.
Yeah.
But when you have the spark and you just know that, it's just like, oh, I achieved something.
For sure.
And
Let me interrupt. Okay, so the photograph is made by somebody standing, and what you're looking at is, okay, so essentially what you see is, it looks like there's a podium, but maybe it's not a podium on the floor. There are all these, it could be wires, it could be string, it's like vertically kind of suspended from ceiling to floor, very, very straight wires, I guess. And I don't know if each one has a chunk of this raw material, and it does look kind of metallic or like an ore. And it all looks like so essentially some of them are kind of peppered around or kind of suspended around, looking almost like satellites around a kind of a globe of this very densely packed, essentially a sphere of this sort of material. The top it's not a defined line. It's very organic feeling, and it's very kind of rough looking. But the top is this mostly brown, rusted metal color, and the bottom is more kind of a raw, clean aluminum gray. I can imagine that standing in front of this piece, is this installed in an office?
Correct.
Okay, so it's installed in an office. I can imagine standing in front of this piece, this is what I love about this kind of work, is that you don't have a frame of reference. You haven't seen anything. Well, you've seen worlds and space junk, which is one way of thinking about it. But it's visually so arresting, and it just isn't to say that it would mean something for everybody, but I could imagine coming into an office and seeing this, and then your brain making you stop and going, okay, like, what am I looking at? And in a way, that moment of uncertainty, I think, is fascinating. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely great. And actually, if you are thinking, so you cannot see it so well on the picture, but basically, the artist, what he done, he went to the factory, and he just chose like this garbage, right?
Random garbage.
It was garbage.
Yeah.
But he managed to find actually really interesting pieces. So, like on the left-hand side here, you can see a part of a golf club.
Okay. Oh yeah,
which
yeah.
belonged to very famous golf player. I have nothing. I don't know nothing
I don't know anything
about
golf either. Yeah.
But there was a signature on
Okay.
it. Then he found like hundreds of coins, which are also aligned and creating this globe-like image. And to be very fair with you, it's actually every time I'm going there, it's look a bit different.
Right.
Because of the lighting. So you cannot see it on the picture, but on the right-hand side, there's like this beautiful window, which is showing like harbor front.
Sure.
And once the light is coming, this is actually transparent.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So the entire globe, like through the globe, the light is coming through.
Right.
And it's just getting all this reflections, which the metal is giving you.
Yeah.
So each time of the day, it's going to be different, and it's going to change. Yeah. Depends on the lighting, and also like you mentioned the string, the
wire.
So the wire, which that was actually a lot of mathematic equations to actually put it.
Okay.
So
very
the
precise.
artist.
Yeah.
The artists want to be super precise and actually create perfect circle.
Right.
So he was actually working with another engineer who was doing like a special. So they had to drill into this kind of wooden deck. Like I think that was 7,000 small small pieces. To put the wire. And the wire is almost invisible, so it looks like a floating kind of globe. So that's why it was
Is it really fixed, or do they? If there's wind, would it move and
it's
spin?
It's fixed.
It's perfect. Okay,
it's fixed, and so it will. Obviously, it can move slightly but it's quite it's strong,
static,
and you also mentioned that there is a small platform. So the platform, actually, initially we were thinking to kind of. So it's a carpet on the floor, and we were thinking to literally not show that there is a sculpture, right? That there is this installation, and put it like as the floor. So make it a carpet basically. Right. But then people were walking into it because it's as I mentioned, it's kind of transparent, so they can actually destroy it. So then we decided to do like a super small platform, so it's a bit more visible, so people will avoid it, and so it's easier this way. So that's why it's on this small platform, because due to security, basically.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Take a breath. Have a blueberry.
Yeah.
Want to move to the next photograph, or do you want to say something else?
Yeah. I mean, I just want to say that if someone will listen to it and think about entrepreneurship, and you have your own idea. The best thing which happened to me it's to see my clients like super happy about what I do for them.
Okay.
And I think I just wanted to say that it's maybe hard, but it's so much rewarding than the paycheck in every month. So I would really encourage people to, like, if you have a dream, just go for it, and like hopefully like you can also see the spark in someone's eyes, and you will know that you achieved something and you are in a good way.
Okay, so one of the things that I do as a consultant, as a business person, or as a, with my time is, so if you think about it, what putting together this world of this entrepreneurial thing that you've done to help people, what happens if that's just a device? If your entrepreneurial system, business, service to other people is actually a device. It's a mechanism to connect with people who have this like desire in their head. They're just like, I have this desire. I want to have something happen in my office. Mm-hmm. And then you've created or you've designed this system or this device that welcomes people, absorbs their wants and their energy and their curiosity and their interest, and then you convert it into a physical, tangible experience that essentially creates this emotional response. And the device you've created is just a manufacturing moments where you can just have, you know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? There's no question. I'm just speaking.
Yeah, no, I mean, it makes sense. Actually, so when I started Arta, Stories Behind Art, the idea was to bring this enjoyment of being surrounded by creative people, like creative gurus, like artists or curators, to everyone and everywhere. So that I actually, even my website, it's www.artaapp.com, and the
all
app,
one word.
Yes.
ARTAAPP.
Yes.
.com.
And that's supposed to be actually application, so a device where you can listen to the stories. And the first idea was to actually creating an app where you can have a map of artist studios and galleries, and you can click on it and you can hear the podcast.
Got it.
You can hear the story behind. Yeah. So then you can just go to a gallery and just listen to your favorite artist.
Is that how it actually evolved?
It didn't go to app.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to spend so much energy of doing something very technical, which application is. Yeah. I wanted to focus on content. Yeah. And it's kind of still on the stage of still bringing more content. And then one day, hopefully it's going to be also the app part.
And ultimately the website functions as your app in that, somebody who wants to get that intimate introduction from the artist. And so how long is each episode?
I changed the concept like hundreds times already.
Great.
Because
You're
again,
an entrepreneur.
and I love to A/B test. So for me, it's A/B testing. It's like
A/B testing.
A/B testing and forecasting, and like how to do this and that. I like this.
So you know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
No. I don't know what I'm doing. So I just like to experiment.
Awesome.
And I started from quite long podcasts, which are like plus 1 hour. Yeah. And then later on, I realized that actually Hong Kong, and I'm curious if you have the same feedback after 6 seasons, because you are actually doing it longer than me.
This is my second.
That's your second season?
Yeah. 70-something episodes.
Oh, yes, but you have a long seasons. Like for me, it's like 8 episodes is one season.
Yeah,
okay?
Right.
So that's why I thought that is like 6 or 7. But okay, so it's second season.
Sure.
So I realized that people, and it's like everything in Hong Kong actually it's super fast paced.
Yeah.
And people want like the useful information like right now.
Yeah.
And so every day I'm going or shopping or going running somewhere, doing some exercise, and I love to listen to podcasts. So for me, it wasn't a problem to imagine that someone will go run or go for a walk and it will listen to my podcast, right? So that was my imagination how it will work. But then I realized that the fact that I want to bring people to gallery, right, and they will listen there
as they go.
They don't want to actually spend in a gallery 1 hour.
Yeah.
They want to have the essentials. So then I started to cut it down, chop it to like 20 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. And then I decided to also do these videos, which were like a bit more complicated as well. So doing the videos for like 1 hour, it would be really difficult. So actually 20 minutes or even shorter. Yeah.
Okay, so you are clearly somebody who's thought about this stuff and who talks about this stuff and have a well of information to talk about this stuff. Will this be the longest episode to date? Maybe.
Oh my God.
It's already been almost an hour. I love it. Okay.
Oh my God. No, you need to cut me in some parts.
No. Okay, so let's go to the next photograph, shall we?
Yay! Okay.
So this one
this I love it.
Or this one?
You choose, you know what? Because I'm just like so bossy, so you choose.
So is life really a gift? Really? Can you make every second count? That's the whole point of the podcast. So if you like what you've seen and you're inspired, because that really is my mission, then please give it a like, subscribe, and share.
Shooting it raw?
Yes.